Speed. I am Speed. One winner, 42 losers. I eat losers for breakfast. Did I used to say that? Yes, sir, you did, Pa! Oh! In that particular little reference to the beginning of Cars 3, you all are Mater, and I'm Lightning, trying to get ready to record this home media review as I am focusing on Speed. I am Speed. But hello everyone, welcome back to Home Media Reviews. This review, of course, is on Cars 3, as you read on the title and you heard last week. We only had one more Cars film to cover, and I figured, hey, why not throw it into HMR Season 3, considering we covered Cars 2 back with Season 2 of HMR, and now we are in Season 3, so Cars 3 just seemed appropriate. Even more appropriate considering the fact that Cars 3 is really, really good, and I'm super excited to get to talk about it with you all. So let's not waste any time, let's jump right into the history section of Cars 3. So Cars 3 hit theaters on June 16th, 2017, and you all already know, of course I was there opening weekend to see this movie in theaters. I was so excited to see this from that very first trailer where Lightning has crashed and he's flying across the track after he's hit the wall. I mean, I was hooked from the very beginning. And I'm a Cars fan, so I'd been wanting to see a Cars 3 for years at this point. Even after Cars 2, with how, I'd say, botched that movie was, I really wanted to see if Pixar could redeem themselves with Cars 3, and spoiler alert, they did. And as with both of the previous two Cars films before this one, I saw Cars 3 in theaters twice. I saw it once with my family, and a second time with a friend of mine. And you all know I was out there on November 7th, 2017 to pick up my copy of Cars 3 when it released on Blu-ray, 4K, and DVD. I sometimes forget that Cars 3 had a 4K. I don't know, that never actually registered in my mind that, yeah, this actually was released on 4K Blu-ray. I think it's because the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, the version of which I pre-ordered... Of course, I pre-ordered it because there were going to be lines out the door for Cars 3 on Steelbook then. The Steelbook was only Blu-ray and DVD. There was no 4K option for the Steelbook, at least here in the United States. So I guess that's why it never really registered in my head that Cars 3 had a 4K release. We then move over to Target for its first exclusive. This exclusive version came with a Lightning McQueen puzzle car that you could put together. It's kind of weird. I guess that one's for the kids. This was a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, no 4K with this exclusive. And the second Target exclusive was like our normal Target exclusives, meaning it had some deluxe packaging, and it came with a digibook with behind-the-scenes information. This also was just a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. But we can't forget about Walmart. That always has an exclusive version of any Disney title that's out there. This one, though, is kind of weird. As far as I know, the cover art isn't any different. It just has a little advert at the top that says it features 3 short films with Mater as the star. I don't know anything about these short films. There is a short film on this Blu-ray disc. It's about Miss Fritter, the school bus of death, from this movie. I see on the photo there's a little tiny logo there that says Cars Toon. And if you know anything about Cars Toons, that's what they classified those Mater's Tall Tales shorts as, Cars Toons. So, I don't know, maybe these are different Mater's Tall Tales releases, or maybe they're the stuff that's on Disney Plus right now. There's some Cars shorts up there that I'd never seen before. Maybe they were on the Walmart disc. I don't know. If anybody out there has it, let me know what's on it. It would then take almost 2 years for this movie to be re-released on Blu-ray. On September 24th, 2019, we got a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack reprint with new artwork of Cruz Ramirez on the front. This was back when Pixar was putting out some of their other films on 4K Blu-ray and changing the poster art and such. I think this was when Cars and Cars 2 got their 4K Blu-ray releases. It was around this time. And this poster art lines up with those other releases. On the front of Cars, you had just a standalone photo of Lightning. Cars 2 had Mater. Cars 3 has Cruise. I don't really like the simplistic artwork, though. I've never been a fan of that. I like the theatrical poster art for a lot of Cars 3 and for a lot of Pixar's other films. I know with these Blu-ray reprints, they changed the poster art to this simplistic style, and I don't know, I've just never really been a fan of it. Another year and a half would go by, and then on May 11th, 2021, we got the Cars 3 movie collection Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, as well as a standalone DVD 3-pack. This, of course, included Cars, Cars 2, and Cars 3. This was another weird marketing thing that Disney and Pixar were going for, because there was also a matching Toy Story 4 film collection, a matching Finding Nemo 2 film collection. Hell, they were putting out the Marvel films in 2, 4, 3 packs. We just talked about during the Infinity War home media review that was included in an Avengers 4 movie set. I think that was released around this time as well. So Disney is trying to get all their catalog titles out there on shelves again, which I don't know why, because they're really trying to push their streaming service. And I don't know why you would reprint this only on Blu-ray, considering all 3 films of the Cars franchise stream on Disney Plus in 4K. I would think that they would reprint the 4K of Cars 3, but they never have. The 4K has only been available when it first came out. So that wraps up the history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at Cars 3. I only have one copy here to show you. It's the Blu-ray Steelbook that was exclusive to Best Buy, because you know how much I love Steelbooks, and Cars 3 was one of my absolute favorite movies of 2017. There was no way I couldn't pass this movie up on Steelbook, and the Steelbook looks really nice, so let's get into it here. Cars 3 up there at the top, Lightning on Fireball Beach. Really epic shot of him, actually. Simplistic artwork on the front there. The side, Disney Pixar Cars 3, with a Disney Blu-ray symbol down there at the bottom. The back, I don't have the J card on me right now. I really don't feel like going to get it. It would just include a bunch of cast and crew information and such, so really no reason to look at it here. But the back of the Steelbook features Cruise and Jackson Storm. And if we open up the Steelbook here, I'll have to show you, it forms one continuous image. It's pretty awesome. I love that. But on the inside of the Steelbook, here's our DVD copy with some nice artwork there. Your Blu-ray is a squished up version of that poster art. If we take the Blu-ray out, your bonus disc is behind that. And if we take all the discs out of the case itself, fantastic artwork of Lightning chasing Jackson Storm there on the inside. This artwork is amazing. I love it. I love this movie, so of course I'm going to love the artwork. But I just love the effort that was put into this Steelbook. And that's it for the close-up. I don't have any other copies of Cars 3. I wish I would have got the 4K. Looking back on it, that would have been cool. I kind of wish Best Buy offered this movie in a 4K Steelbook. I don't think that they did. I wasn't collecting 4K back in 2017 when this movie came out, so I wouldn't have had any use to actually buy it. So I got my Blu-ray Steelbook, though. I'm very happy with it. With all that being said, though, guys, let's jump right into the menu tour for Cars 3. Alrighty, everyone. Here is our menu tour of the DVD of Cars 3. Our menu is fairly substandard here. We've got the giant racing stadium for the Florida 500 behind us with our options here in the front. We have play, bonus features, scene selection, setup, sneak peeks, and fast play. For our bonus features, what do we have on the disc itself? Lou, which is the short film that plays before the movie, or at least it did in theaters. Good short film, I enjoyed it. And we have a commentary. We can either turn that on or turn that off. But as far as other featurettes and such, not on the DVD. Scene selection. We have 21 scenes, as you can see down here at the bottom, and each of them have their own little screenshot as well as a title. So that is actually a fair amount of scenes for what is probably just barely over a 90-minute movie. Setup for languages, we have English 5.1, English 2.0, English 2.0 descriptive audio, Spanish 5.1, and then that little Y 2.0 thing that was on the Cars 2 DVD as well back when we looked at that. Subtitles include English. That English for the hearing impaired thing is back again. I don't know what the difference is. And Spanish. And then we also have this thing here at the bottom, the maximizer. I'm not too sure what... Oh, it's this again. Oh, no. It's this one again. Use the left and right arrow keys. Okay. Is this like a digital book? I guess it is. It's like teaching you how to calibrate your TV or something. Okay, I don't really care. How do I get back? Take me back to the main menu, please. Okay, that was odd. You can also return to the film from this menu. If I had surround sound speakers, I bet that would be helpful, but this is a DVD, so the sound's already not going to be that as good as it would be on a Blu-ray. Just a fact. Alright, here we are for the Blu-ray menu tour of Cars 3. Same Blu-ray menu style. It's the Florida 500 Stadium back there with our options up at the front. I like this. I'm a fan of it. It's nice, bright, vivid colors, especially on the Blu-ray. Bonus features. We have Lou, once again, Miss Fritter's Racing School, which is a short film. It's another Pixar short film about Miss Fritter from this movie. Ready for the Race. I don't know what that is. I think that's another short film maybe, or maybe it's a featurette. Cruz Ramirez, the yellow car that could. Parody of the little engine that could. Our commentary is back. We can turn that on or turn that off. We also have info. For scene selection, I believe it's the same number of scenes as on the DVD, along with the same subtitles to them. And look, it's that handy-dandy little taskbar down there at the bottom to tell you where you are in the film. And yep, 21 scenes, just like on the DVD. For setup, languages, English 7.1, English 5.1, English 2.0, English 2.0 descriptive audio, French 5.1, Spanish 5.1. Subtitles include English, another version of English, French, and Spanish. And then that weird maximizer thing that scared me when we looked at it on the DVD. Okay, here we are for the bonus features Blu-ray for Cars 3, our last disc, last mini tour here for this movie. We've got behind the scenes, fly-throughs, my first car, deleted scenes, trailers, promos, and subtitles. Of course, we're not just going to stop there. We're going to look at... What did I do? What the heck? I think I accidentally selected a featurette. That was scary. So behind the scenes, we have Generations, the story of Cars 3, Let's Get Crazy, Cars 2 Die Cast 4, I think I know what that one's about, Legendary, World's Fastest Billboard, and then Info. Fly-throughs, we have Thomasville, Florida International Speedway, and the Rusty's Racing Center. That might be set tours like we saw on the Cars 2 Blu-ray. My First Car, a green car on the red carpet with Kerry Washington, Old Blue, and Still in the Family. And for deleted scenes, we have a introduction to the deleted scenes, The Boogie Woogie, Lug Nuts, Jars of Dirt, The Bolt, and More Than New Paint. And for trailers, Crash, North American teaser, Icon, North American teaser, Theatrical Payoff, Japan trailer, All New, the International teaser, and Rivalry, Global trailer. So we have 5 different trailers for this movie on this disc. That's kind of cool. And then for promos, we have car reveals and cars d'envois. I think that's French, but I'm not too sure. And then for subtitles, all of these, I'm not reading these to you. You can pause the video if you feel so inclined to do so. This is a lot of subtitles for just bonus features. So I'm thinking back to the Cars 2 Blu-ray when we looked at that on the show a little while back, and I think Cars 3 has less featurettes than the Cars 2 Blu-ray did. However, it's still a substantial amount. It's nice that Pixar keeps putting bonus features on their discs even now, as opposed to some other studios who have just completely foregone bonus content in the slightest, or they give you one featurette. At least with Pixar films, you get, 3 or 4 featurettes and some deleted scenes, and on this disc, a crap ton of trailers. So that is it for Cars 3. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Alright, so you're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? The Cars 3 movie collection is still on store shelves. I've seen it at Walmart's, Target's, Best Buy's, so you could still pick that up pretty easily on store shelves. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I'm gonna say yes, considering that this is included in a 3-film collection that's currently out now. You can go out and buy it, so yeah, 100%. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I think this is obvious. Of course I'm going to recommend Cars 3, but let me tell you why. You guys know I'm a Cars fan. I love the first film because of its themes of just being able to slow down and enjoy life and being able to immerse yourself in your surroundings and not taking the people around you for granted. I love that message. And the message in Cars 3 is also really good as well. The message here is you should be able to choose when you want to be done with your profession in life, but it's not always a bad thing when you have to step away. Aging is a natural process, and it's something that Lightning has to deal with in this film. It's treated mostly as a joke, but if you think about it, Lightning is actually pretty old in the grand scheme of things, especially when you take the context of the Cars video games into account. Those video games are supposed to be sequels to the first Cars film, and when you look at those as canon with the movies, Lightning has been racing for a whole lot longer than you would think. And once again, Owen Wilson, fantastic as Lightning. He doesn't sound tired. He feels like he is right back in this old role. He feels like he is right back in this old role as Lightning, and I just absolutely love his performance here. I think it's obvious what they did with Mater was a knee-jerk reaction to the response to Cars 2 and how much people just absolutely hated that character in that movie, so they really toned him down here, and I gotta say, it wasn't a bad move. Yeah, I don't hate Mater. I don't hate him in Cars 2 at all, but I don't know, there's just something about Mater where less is more with him. I love the fact that he's a goofball, but I also love that he knows to back off every now and then, and the writers know when to pull him back. He just works so much better here than he has in the second one, or even the first film. He's such a good comedic presence in this movie, and even helps out Lightning during the middle portion. Not only is Owen Wilson great as Lightning, I think that Larry the Cable Guy is great as Mater. Everybody here is great as their characters. It's nice to hear the old voices back for Sally, Sarge. I don't know about Sheriff. I don't think Sheriff ever speaks, from what I remember. But the voices for Luigi, Guido, Fillmore's voice actor from Cars 2 is back because unfortunately George Carlin is no longer with us and he can't play the character. But the thing that was really awesome is we got to hear Paul Newman's voice one last time as Doc Hudson. They reused old archive audio of Newman talking as Doc that wasn't used in the first film, and they repurposed it as dialogue here, and those scenes where Doc is talking to Lightning and when he's giving him pointers while he's racing, I gave me chills, man. It was so good to just hear Paul Newman's voice one last time. He was one of the greats, man, back in old Hollywood. I loved Paul Newman, and it's so sad that he's gone. And the reverence that this movie treats the character of Doc Hudson with is really great. I didn't like how they treated Doc and how he, quote-unquote, passed away in the Cars universe in Cars 2. We basically get one little throwaway scene of Lightning and Mater in the museum where Doc's old shop was to just say, hey, we know that Paul Newman has died. We're going to acknowledge that Doc is no longer here. We're going to imply that he's dead as well. And then we're just going to move on with our dumb spy adventure. Cars 3, though, is very reverential toward the character of Doc Hudson, and I love that. They treat him with the utmost respect and turn him into an actual full-fledged out character and mentor to Lightning, and I love that about this film. One of the best new characters that was introduced in this movie is Cruz Ramirez. I absolutely love this character. She's got such a bubbly personality, but she's never annoying. She's written to be, but she never is. She really resonated with me. She wasn't annoying per se, but she definitely was written to be. But she's annoying to the character of Lightning, but to the audience, we think, oh, she's just trying to help. I love her scene after Lightning yells at her after he breaks the trophy that she got from Thunder Hollow, and she's talking about her pain because she's stuck in this life as a trainer because she didn't take her one shot at being a racer. That got to me, man. That was a really emotional scene. And I think Cruz's voice actor really pulls that off. This voice actor just gives such a great performance as Cruz, especially when she's in that workout area with Lightning. Now reach for your lunch. What is there? It's your lunch. You've been driving on tires your whole life. Have you ever stopped to get to know them? What? A lot of people would probably say that the character of Jackson Storm is the main villain in this movie. I would argue against that. Jackson Storm is an antagonist for sure, but he just seems like a conceited jerk. He doesn't seem like he's pure evil. Now, granted, there are a few scenes that would back up the theory that he's pure evil, like the scene after the opening where Lightning's friends have all left or been fired, and Jackson pulls up beside him and goes, "Hey, champ, where'd all your friends go?" And Lightning slowly realizes that he's the only one left, which is a fantastic scene, by the way. Great, great moment. But I don't think Storm is a really villainous presence. I think he's misunderstood. I think he's just a conceited jerk because he's been winning all of this time. He knows he's the latest and greatest and the fastest, and he's basically Lightning when he was a rookie. I mean, he's cocky. He's just a whole lot more jerkish about it than Lightning was. I'd say the actual villain of Cars 3, other than the circumstance of Lightning slowly realizing that he's older and he should probably retire and stop damaging himself, I think the real villain of Cars 3 is Sterling, played by Nathan Fillion. Sterling would rather profit off of Lightning's brand rather than letting him do what he loves. And that sucks because Sterling claims to be a fan, and I have no doubt that Sterling is a fan, but I don't know, that doesn't sit right with me when you think that, hey, there are just some people that see you as nothing but a dollar sign, and that's true in our real world today. Sterling exemplifies the role of big shot executive CEO type character who sees people as just assets to be traded and used for everything that they're worth. He reminds me a lot of the Ford executives from Ford v Ferrari, the movie we covered last week. And it pays off at the end when Cruz, spoiler alert, gets to become a racer, completely going against Sterling's wants for her. And then I love that scene at the end when Tex shows up and says, "I made that Sterling fella a Texas-sized offer." That was a joke that Lemmy and I would not stop telling to each other after this movie came out. We kept making Texas-sized offers to each other. The biggest thing that I love about Cars 3, though, is the fact that it turns your expectations on your head. The first time you watch Cars 3, you think that Lightning is going to be able to race at the end of the movie, and it's a total shock to you when he puts Cruz in to race for him, which is a great scene. I love it. It pays off everything in the film. But if you really stop to think, throughout the entire movie, Lightning is actually training Cruz throughout the entire movie. Lightning helps Cruz on Fireball Beach. He helps her be able to actually drive on sand, to let her experience the concept of getting your tires dirty and such. He trains Cruz at Thunder Hollow. He takes her to a very dangerous place and gives her brief lessons on turn right to go left, turn right to go left. That doesn't make any sense. Turn right to go left. Which, by the way, the Thunder Hollow scene, best animated segment in this movie. It looks beautiful. And Brad Paisley doing the guitar music for that. Awesome job, sir. All the music in this movie is great. However, the soundtrack is amazing. I bought it on CD, listened to it a lot, actually. I'm serious, go back and watch Cars 3. You can see the moments where Lightning is actually training Cruz to become a racer, and he doesn't even realize it right up until the end. And it leaves you thinking like, wow, were those seeds planted throughout the entire movie? Yes, they were. Go back and watch it a second time with that new perspective. You'll be able to appreciate the film more because of it. I said Thunder Hollow was the best animated segment in Cars 3, but honestly, the animation here just looks beautiful. These car models look about 90% real. I mean, it's astounding how great these car models look and how great the backgrounds look. Oh my gosh. Like I said, Thunder Hollow, best animated segment in this movie. It's the beautiful chaos of Thunder Hollow is so wonderfully animated. It's hard for me to even describe it to you. You just have to go watch the movie to experience it for yourself. The race segments are great. They're heart-pounding because you actually care about what's happening with Lightning and his future, because the movie is able to present that in a way that makes you care. I just love almost everything about Cars 3. The voice cast is amazing. I love that Chris Cooper plays Smokey. That was a great casting choice. Love that. Love that so much. I love that we get to hear Paul Newman one last time. I love Lightning's story. I love that he's able to train Cruz and that Cruz is able to get the dream that she always wanted. I just love Cruz as a character. I just love this movie, and I think it is a perfect encapsulation of everything that's good about Cars. Great characters, great scenery, a wonderful story that pulls at the heartstrings and is able to actually make you care about these talking cars with eyes. You wouldn't think that you would care about these talking cars with eyes and mouths on their fronts, but you do. This movie makes you care. And it really helps if you are already a Cars fan. If you're a Cars fan, you're going to love Cars 3 because it's amazing. If you're not a Cars fan, this might be a bit of a harder sell, but I seriously think that if you haven't seen Cars 3, you should 100% check it out because it is a fantastic conclusion to this trilogy. This and the first Cars are two movies that I can rewatch any time of year, any time of day, and I will be quoting up a storm throughout the entire thing. One of my favorite scenes from Cars 3 is when Smokey and Lightning are outside of the bar, and Smokey's asking Lightning, "You didn't come all this way out here for a quart of oil, did you?" "I need your help, Smokey. I don't want what happened to Doc to happen to me." "And what did happen, actually?" "You know, he had the accident, and well, we both know he was never the same after that." "Is that what you think?" "You got the first part right. A crash broke Hud's body, and the no more racing broke his heart. He cut himself off, disappeared to Radiator Springs. Son of a gun, he didn't talk to me for 50 years. Then one day, the letters started rolling in. And every last one of them was about you." Being able to show that the character of Doc Hudson really did care for Lightning, even if he was a grump on the outside. That scene is just so beautiful and so well executed. I get chills every time I watch it. I got chills even just quoting it right now. As much as I butchered it, I got chills thinking about it right now. It's such a good scene with the music cues and the lighting and the way the actors perform. I just love Cars 3 so much, man. This is such a special movie for me, and it makes me sad whenever I hear somebody say that, well, Cars is Pixar's worst franchise. Not to a lot of us. Not to a lot of people. I'm one of those people that Cars is one of their favorite movie franchises, just of how much it speaks to me. And I'm sure that when I'm older, and I'm going through probably what is going to be labeled a midlife crisis, I'll look back on Cars 3 and I'll think, wow, I'm Lightning in this situation. I mean, right now I'm probably the Cruise in this situation. I'm an up-and-comer, I'm a rookie. I'm more like Lightning in the first Cars film, actually. I relate to that story more than I relate to this one, but I think that when I get older, I think I'm going to relate to this movie a lot more than I do right now, but I can't get over how much I love Cars and Cars 3 as a whole. This is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. In case that wasn't clear, yes, I absolutely recommend you watch Cars 3. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Anywhere you can find it, really. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, the standard Blu-ray and such and the DVD doesn't really have a lot of value. I'd say about $5-10 for that. The 4K, I think, it hasn't remained at $30 when it came out. I'd say it's holding its value around $15 to $20. I have looked on eBay to try to get my hands on a 4K copy of this movie, but when I saw it streams on 4K on Disney Plus, I watched it there, and it looks pretty good. Be honest, I watched it twice for this review because I just love it so much. I watched my Blu-ray copy from 2017 and I streamed it on 4K on Disney Plus. I didn't see a lot of a difference. Hard to say though, because with animation it's hard to tell like where the 4K makes a difference and where it doesn't. Especially since I was streaming this movie on 4K, so already it's a downgrade because you don't have the physical bit rate that's on a disc. You have to rely on your network and all that. Hell, my thing could have dropped to 1080p and I never noticed, so... Because my internet is so unreliable. Don't get Spectrum. Don't ever do it. It sucks. Well, guys, that is my review for Cars 3. I didn't expect to just gush about this movie for a while. I don't think I mentioned one negative about Cars 3, and that's because I don't really have any. I'm sure there are negatives about this movie. I'm sure there are people out there who don't love this movie as much as I do, who would pick this thing apart in a second, but oh man, I can't get enough of this movie, and I just love pretty much everything about it. So many great character moments, such great dialogue, amazing race sequences, amazing CG animation. It's a triumph, really, that this movie got made. So if you've been keeping up with my episode count here, you may have noticed that this was episode 9 in season 3. And I mentioned back in the first season of this show that every episode 9 we would take a look, or in the middle of a season, we would take a look at a trilogy or set of movies that come from the same series. The first season we took a look at Star Wars, the original trilogy. Last season we took a look at Indiana Jones. So next week is our big multiple movie episode. Woo! So much fun. What movies am I going to be covering, you may ask? Well, I've been on a real comic book kick recently with Avengers, Infinity War, and Deadpool 2 and all that, so I made the executive decision to cover the original X-Men trilogy. X-Men 1, X2, X-Men United, and X-Men The Last Stand. Really, though, this is kind of an excuse for me to sit down and watch these movies on 4K. I've owned the 4K set for a couple of years now. I've never actually sat down and watched these films in 4K, so I kind of want to cover these. They're kind of important in the span of comic book movies. And last year was X-Men's 20th anniversary, so better late than never, I suppose. So next week, that's 3 movies, the X-Men trilogy. I hope you all are excited as much as I am to finally watch these movies again. I remember liking the first one. I remember saying at one point that the second one was one of the best comic book movies ever made, and the third one, yeah. We'll see what I think about them next week. Thank you all so very much for watching. Be safe out there. I'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.